Shabbat Shalom. I heard some comments about my last Dvar Torah on Parashat Toldot. People are a little uncomfortable with this idea of Yaakov taking the blessings from his brother, from Esav, and getting away with it. It seems that lie is being rewarded in last week's Torah portion, and I stress the fact that Yaakov goes through life with the presence of God in his lips, and the good side of Yaakov, but I didn't address what are the consequences of this lie and what happened with Yaakov from the moment that he leaves the scene in last week's Torah portion and onward in his life. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I just like you to believe me that the rabbis also have a problem, as you may have, with Yaakov taking the blessings, even though they understand that Yaakov is the one who should at the end of the day be the heir of his father Yitzchak. They still have a problem how he came to possess the blessings. And in this Torah portion we are going to find a hint of the protest of the rabbis. We know that in this Torah portion, Vayetze, Yaakov is going to leave the land of Canaan, is going to go to his mother's brother, Laban, and there he's going to meet the love of his life, Rachel. He is going to offer Laban to work for 7 years for Rachel. That was the custom at that time. And Laban says, sure, no problem, that's great. I better to give her to you than to give her to a stranger. But at the end of the 7 years, Yaakov is going to be tricked and is going to get Leah instead of Rachel, and he will need to work another 7 years more to get Rachel. Now, the rabbis bring a story in Genesis Rabbah. They bring a story to try to understand what happened to Yaakov and how did he end being punished with 7 more years of work and a wife that he didn't want. Of course, you can say that everything is a plan of God, but the rabbis ask the question, why did it happen to him? And they bring a story. They bring a story how Laban tricked Yaakov, and they also bring the story of a dialogue that Yaakov had with Leah on the next morning after they were together. Because the Torah says that in the morning he realized that was Leah. So the Midrash puts this dialogue between Yaakov and Leah. Yaakov says to Leah, you are a liar. You are the daughter of a liar. You all are liars. I call you Leah, Leah in the evening, in the night, and you didn't tell me I am Rachel. So the rabbis put the following reply in Leah's lips. And didn't your father call you Esav, Esav, and you didn't tell him I am Yaakov? The rabbis are protesting here for last week's portion. Leah is saying to Yaakov, you received the same thing that you did to your father and your brother. Your father was calling you Esav, Esav, and you didn't reply. So you too called me Leah, Leah, and I didn't reply. This is life, Yaakov. You didn't get away, with no punishment for what happened last Torah's portion. I like to suggest that sometimes in life things may seem like cheap, inexpensive. We may think that we got away with crime, and then, along the way something may happen that reminds us that things are not so simple in life. They are not simple for us, and they were not simple for Yaakov as well. The rabbis tell us that because of the tear that Esav shed in last week's Torah portion we are still suffering today. So I like just to bring this to your attention so you know that the rabbis also don't like so much the fact that Yaakov took the blessings the way he did. And they put these midrashim, these stories, to let us know that they have also a way of addressing these issues, and their sensitivity is not much different than ours today. I hope you find the story meaningful, and I want to bless all of you with a Shabbat Shalom.